Hello and welcome, green parrots and brown owls, to another week of video learning with me, Teacher Lachlan. Today we're going to go over some of the English literacy and phonics. First of all, we're going to go over our new grammar. Okay, so the last couple of weeks we've been learning about nouns: person, a place, a thing, or an animal. Last week we did about pronouns, which is a shortened version of a noun. Instead of saying Teacher Lachlan is in class, you could say he is in class. So the he would be a pronoun. This week we're learning about something new, a new sort of grammar part of the sentence, and it is verbs. V-E-R-B-S, verbs. Verbs are basically action words. You're doing something. Okay? So, in the front of your list, you have these two pages here. Verbs are action words or doing words. And they give you an example of verbs. So we'll go through them. To dance. Dance is a verb. Singing. Playing the guitar. Cooking. Sleeping. Reading. You're doing something. Physically or mentally. You could be doing something. It's still a verb. We have others here. To eat. To swim. To laugh. To smile. Again. Physical. Okay? Walking, jumping, running, okay? Playing tennis, reading, okay? Doing, it's either physical running or it could be reading or even thinking, okay? So this is it. So this is going to be our grammar for the week, verbs. And for the 5 days, I picked out some examples here. We have Monday, I'll just stip it here. Wednesday and Friday, but the whole week is going to be doing on verbs, so I want you to have a look. We're going to be having lots of maybe games and activities associated with verbs. I'm going to tell you to run, to walk, to eat, okay, to read. So this is it. So these 2 pages I want you to keep. I want you to keep up with your IPC learning journey. You should have it up on the wall. You should have a list of pronouns. I want you to have it up there. You should also have a word wall. I want you to have it up there where you'll be putting your sight words. We'll be having a little chat about that later on. And also then these 2 pages. These are for you to keep. Yes? For you to have a reference, a guide. If you were reading and you have a look, you can see the different types of verbs, nouns, pronouns, the grammar that makes up a sentence. So on Monday, it's easy. Popping verbs. Each balloon has a word in it. Color the balloons with the verbs. So it's an action word. So let's have a look. Pencil. Now, from a few weeks ago, we should know pencil is not a verb. It is a thing. And what is a thing? Very good. A thing is a noun. Okay? Swim. You can go back to your reference here. Swim. Very good. What about cat? No. Cat is a noun. It's an animal. Run. Is run an action word? Are you doing something physical? Yes, you are. So run is a verb. Sleep. Let's have a look here. Sleep. You mightn't think you're doing anything when you're sleeping, but it's still an action. Your body and mind is still doing something. To do, okay? Let's have a look. Dance is another one. Red. No. Red is not a verb, it's not an action word, it's not a noun, but we will come to colour is a noun. Red is what we call an adjective, but that is for later on, okay? Talk, eat, walk, okay? Jog. These are all action words. So these are verbs. So with the help of this, and Monday, you're going to get used to verbs, action words, okay? Then we come along to Wednesday. Here, we have Wednesday here, okay? As an example. You have two different types of verbs here. You have to fill in the right one into the sentence. So this one here, read and chased. Read is what you do with a book, or a notice, or a worksheet. Chased is if somebody's running after you. You were chased. Or I chased somebody down the street, okay? Again, an action word. The dog, something, the cat, up a tree. What could it be? You're going to tell me this week, okay, when we do it. The next one, flew or drove. Flew is the past tense of fly. So we're up in the sky, okay? Drove is the past tense of to drive, okay? You drive a car. You drive a moto, okay? The bird, something away. Does the bird own a car? Does the bird own a moto? No, I think the bird has wings. And what do you do with wings? So you can tell me the answer to that when we look it up, okay? So number 3 has wrote and ate. Wrote, again, past tense of to write. And ate, A-T-E, we should know that from last week's split diagram, A-E. Ate, A-T-E, okay? Past tense of to eat something. Listened and watched. Very easy. You listen with your ear, you watch with your eyes, okay? So it's on about a movie. You can let me know. And number 5, Jenny, something, a book. Jenny ate a book or Jenny read a book. 2 action words. One is also using your mind, one is more physical. But what did Jenny do with the book? Climbing and swimming. Climbing, you climb up something. Or you swim in the water. Okay? The fish was, what do fish do? How do fish travel? You tell me the answer. Okay? And another example here, this is Friday's one. Okay? You're to circle the verbs. Again, it's an action word. So we have here parrot, but parrot's an animal. Animal is a noun, okay? We're looking for action words. Like swim, catch, smile, hop. Okay? So I want you to circle all of the verbs, all of the action words. But there's a second part to this worksheet. The verbs that you've used, some of them you can use down here. Okay? It says complete the sentences using the verbs that you've circled above. So number 1 is I something, every ball that I can. What do you do with a ball? You kick a ball, but you can also catch a ball. So we have a look. There is catch there. Maybe that fits. Maybe you see another verb. You have to wait and see. The teacher, number 2, the teacher, something, us, a book. The teacher called us a book. Would I call you a book? Of course not. Let's see, have a look up here. What do you do with a book? And do you see something, do you see a verb similar to that? Number 3, we something when we are happy. Let's have a look. What do we do when we're happy? Yeah? See if you can figure the clue out, okay? Very good. Number 4, rabbits, something across the field. What do rabbits do? How do they do it, okay? That's number 4. Number 5, my aunt, something me on my birthday. What did your aunt do on your birthday? Yeah? Any ideas? I'm sure you'll figure it out. And number 6, the clown something off his chair. It wasn't safe, it wasn't balanced. What happened? What happened? You tell me the story, okay? So the verbs, you circle the verbs and then you fill some of them in. So guys, that's the verbs for this week. Action words. So I said I want you to hold on to these 2. Put them up on your wall. Your wall must be getting bigger now. A list of pronouns, some list of nouns, list now of verbs. You have your sight words. You have your learning journey, okay? I want it to all to be together. It'll be a guide for you during this home learning experience, okay? Everything because we'll be doing some revision. Okay, we'll also be putting sentences together using nouns, pronouns, verbs. We'll also be going into things like conjunctions, putting fragments together to make sentences. All of this will help as we build forward, as we start building sentences to paragraphs, to pages, to stories. Okay, both reading and writing. 2 verbs, okay? So I just gave you an example of some of the worksheets that you're going to do, okay? So that is the verbs to be done. One more thing I do not have here, but you guys know how to do it. Every Monday and Thursday, you're given sight words, 5 sight words each week. Okay, on 2 different worksheets, you practice the sight words, you write them 3 times, and then on Monday there's 5 sentences, on Thursday there's 5 different sentences. You have to put the right sight word into the right sentence. Once you do, as every week, you write it down. I want you then to look at it and to read it out. Again, a verb. And does your ears tell you what your eyes are seeing is correct? Okay, read it out. Okay, if it is, you can tick that off and go on to question line 2, then line 3, 4, and then sentence number 5. Okay, so that's the sight words. Okay, I'll let you know what they are in another video, but this was all about verbs. That's not only all about the English. As we take these down, take the verbs down, we are now going to go into the sound area of things. Today we will be looking at phonics. Last week we had our first split diagraph. Again, what is a split diagraph? It's one sound where the 2 vowels are separate, they are not together. So we had previously looked at OA, AI, EE, they were together. 2 letters together, 1 sound. Last week we were introduced to the AE split diagraph, or the magic E. Why is it called magic E? Because it changes the sound of the vowel. Last week it was A. So the A, like for mad, M-A-D, mad. But if we put an E afterwards, it became made, aid. Also, why was it a magic E? because the sound of E kind of disappears. Where does it go? That's for another lesson. But this week we're going to move on to our second split digraph. IE. So what's the sound of I? Like bit, sit. Okay? But when we put the I, when we put the E in front at the end of the word, it changes that sound from A to how you would say the vowel. I. For example, in our IPC about the earth, our home, we came across this word, thrive. Thrive. Animals thriving, people thriving in a situation. They improve, they get better, they get stronger, which I'm sure you guys are doing right this moment. The IE. TH, we remember that? I've, I, okay? So we're going to look at some other words with an E at the end, without the E, and we're going to see the difference, okay? So I've got some worksheets here from the week. I've got Tuesday, Wednesday and Friday, but even with Monday and Thursday, it still follows the same rules, okay? So we have here, circle the word. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. 2 answers to each one. One with an E, one without an E. And we'll go through the sounds. So, before you look maybe at the picture, have a look at the words. K-I-T. K-I-T. Kit. Kit. But when we have the E at the end, it changes the I sound to an I. So it becomes kite. Kite. So is that picture a kit or a kite? You decide and then you can tell me. This here, P-I-P, P-I-P, pip. Okay? We put an E at the end of it. Now this is P-I-P-E. So the A becomes I. So it is pipe. Okay? Does that look like a pip or a pipe? Again, that is for you to tell. Here we have strange looking animal. Again, pig, pig, or pig, pig. Is it a pig or pig? Okay? And here, that we have in our jackets, up and down. Is it a zip, a zip, or with the magic E at the end, which changed the I sound, is it a zipe? Is it a zipe or a zip? Okay, so that's how the magic E works. That's how the split digraph works. The vowels sound like how you would say them, not how you would normally pronounce them. How you would say it. So the I, instead of having an I sound, has an I sound. Okay. So, you're to have a look at each picture and see which word fits the picture. Again, say it so your ears can hear it. And will your ears and eyes agree with what you're going to circle? Only you can tell me. Okay? Find the IE words. So we find the IE words that has an E at the end, of course, and has an I in the middle. Okay? Now there are some words here that have it. There are other words which have another split digraph, but we're not looking for this. We're just looking for the IE split digraph. For example, one word that we did come across last week, flame, flame. Okay, but we're not looking for that. We are looking for things like I'd, ha'id, slide, okay, with the IE. And then Okay guys, we're back here with the Phonics Friday. So as I said, we were building up throughout the week with the IE. Here you have it, words without the E and with the E, or with and without. Here you have AE, as we did last week, and IE split diagraphs, okay? So you can actually practice your AE as well. And as we move on to Friday here, they get a little bit harder. Yeah, now we're into sentences. We give you clues, but sentences. I want you to, again, like all sentences, see if you can say out the sentence. Not only fill in the word. And when you fill in the word, again, what you see and what you hear when you say out the sentence, does it make sense? So we have five, F-I-V-E, line, L-I-N-E. Make sure you pronounce that I as you would say the I. 9, prize, smile, time, slide, and bike. You see, there was no I sound, okay? Because of the E, the magic E, the I changes to an I sound. Okay, so we've got 8 sentences. 10, 6, 3, 5, and our numbers. Gives you a clue here. What do you think it is? You can tell me. Okay, I like to ride my, what does that look like? Okay, I like to go on the, yeah, we have one in the playground here. Everybody likes it, okay? What do we call it? What, if you look at a clock or a watch, what are you looking for? You're looking to tell the, or if you ask somebody, what is it, okay? Do not cry, try to, what do we do? Okay, this, what is that? What is that? You use a ruler to draw one. What is it? Okay? See if you can find them up here. If needs be, some of you will be able to work from here. Some of you might have to look at the pictures to give you clues to work back. Like this is a prize, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, something, 6, 7. What's missing? What's missing? 5, okay? So we say 5. I in the middle. What sound is that? And then V after it, okay? So you know the IE is there. We heard an F sound and we heard a V sound, okay? F-I-V-E. And then you can work up. Where do you see that? Here it is, okay? That's it. So that's the IE split diagraph. As I said, again, it's split diagraph because the 2 vowels are not together, they're split, okay? The E is at the end of the word. It's a magic E because it changes the sound of the vowels. So you don't say it as you would normally say it, you say it as you would say that letter, okay? And this week, we're on about IE. So it is like line, smile, thrive, okay? That I sound in it. Okay, so that's a couple examples of it. As I said, Monday and Thursday, they both follow the same thing, yeah? Everything here follows a pattern, okay? So just remember that the I is not I, it's I, okay? The E is at the end. Sound out the words long so you can hear each individual sound of each individual letter, okay? As I said, phonics is all about hearing. What we hear, listen to it, say it properly. Make sure your mouth is open and your cheeks are going, okay? Yeah? Over-pronunciate it, if you will. Oversay it. Oversay the sounds. Line, okay? We draw a line with the ruler. Okay, what are the sounds that we hear? L, I, N. And we know an E is at the end, okay? You should be able to do it, okay? Very, very good. So that's the English, guys. As I said, you have your sight words every Monday and Thursday. You write them out, practice saying them, and then you put them into the sentences, okay? Then we had verbs, action words or to-do words, okay? Like sleep. We have still some of them here. Sleep, cry, sleep, wake up, kick, write, run, okay? And then we have here the phonics, the sounds, i.e. split diagraphs. So that's the English for this week. Any questions? Don't hesitate to ask on Bluebird website or on Zoom, as we are now online with you guys, okay? Any questions about not only this week, but any week, anything you want me to refresh, go over that sometimes your students don't understand. Let me know and I'm here to help. Okay, the next time you see me, we will be talking about the maths. We'll be going over the pattern between subtraction, between addition and multiplication, and also measurement. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about maths and two things in particular. One will be the connection between addition and multiplication. We're going to look over our 10 times tables. I'm going to show you a little shortcut to be able to get it. But first we're going to talk about measurements. You've been all sent home your ruler. Here's my one here. I've got a short page here. This is from Monday. You've been doing it now, I think, the last couple of weeks. We're just going to go over how you do it, where you start from, okay? So I've got my big ruler here. You guys have had this, okay? So we're going to start here. You do not start at the very start. You start at where the 0 line is, okay? Very, very good, okay? So the 0 here, and you just go to the end, okay? You can use your ruler, or you can use the rulers that are here giving it to you, okay? So you put the starting point here, not at the edge of the paper, where the 0 line is, and you just go to wherever it is, okay? I've got 4 examples here. I'm going to use my big ruler, and we're going to see, okay? Now, number 1, okay, as I said, we put the starting point where the 0 is, and we just count up. And where does the line stop? 8. These are called centimeters, okay? In 1 meter, there's 100 centimeters. And in each centimeter is what's called millimeters. Big words, as the weeks go by, we'll get used to it, okay? So each centimeter, 1, 2, 3, 4, this one goes up to 20. And each centimeter is broken again into 10 millimeters, okay? So you can measure things very, very precise, or which means very, very correctly, okay? So as I said, this one goes to here, so we put it at the 0, 8 centimeters. How do we write it? 8, everybody knows, 8 centimeters, okay? That's it, okay? The next line comes along. Again, we start with the 0, okay? And where does it go end to? What number is that? 12, okay? 12. So 12 centimeters, okay? It's very good. Now, as I said, not everything ends perfectly at a number. Sometimes it ends in between the numbers. So we have to see which line it draws. And this is how we do it, okay? At the 0 again. You see, this is halfway in between. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The line which comes down halfway through it is 5 millimeters. So what we call this is 9.5 centimeters, or we could also do 9. What do we call things which are half? What's half a circle called? Exactly, a half, okay? Or if the hands of a clock go down to 6, what is it? Half past. And how do we write half? Because 1 is half of 2, okay? So you can write it either way. This one would be easier until we get into fractions and we talk more about halves and quarters, okay? You can write it like this, 9.5, but it can go from 9.1, 9.2, 9.3, 0.4, 9.5 is the one that comes down a little bit more. Then you have 9.6, 9.7, 9.8, 9.9, and then we move to 10. And that's the same for every number in between, okay? So we can go this one, 9.5, okay? And the next one here, again, we have it at 0. Goes up to 16.5. So again, 16.5 cm, which means centimeters, okay? Centimeters. 100 centimeters in a meter, but again, that's for a different story and a different adventure in maths. Okay, so that's how you use your ruler, okay? Take your time. Be very precise in when you do it. Have the 0 at the start. 0 at the start. And where's the start of the plane? Yes, it's over here. Not here, 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 okay? And you go to the end of the plane, okay? So where do you see that it comes up, okay? Just have a look, draw a line up, and that's the measurement, okay? You'll be doing it a couple of weeks. I hope you're getting used to it. I hope you're getting used to that not everything lands on a number, okay? So that's measurements, okay? We did do a little bit of measurements in the buildings and structures. We'll be doing a little bit more as time goes on. Okay, so that's measurements. Now we're going to look at multiplication. And first of all, we're going to look at the link between addition and multiplication. Okay, now guys, we're going to go on to multiplication. We have our 10 times tables here. First thing is though, I want to look at this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 multiplied by 0, multiplied by 1, multiplied by 2, multiplied by 3, multiplied by 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to show you a pattern. So you can continue 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and you can continue to multiply 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so any number multiplied by 0 is 0. Always remember that. Any number multiplied by 1 is that number. So let's see the link here, okay? 1, we write down one number. And what's the number? 1, okay. 2 by 1, 2. So we write down the first two numbers. 1, 2. 2 by 1 is 2. For 3, we write down the first three numbers, which is 1, 2, 3. So 3 by 1 is 3. 4. So how many numbers do we write down? The first 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 by 1 is 4. Okay? And 5, we write down the first 5 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 by 1 is 5. Okay. Now by 2, you're basically adding on the same amount. Okay, so 1 by 2, you're adding on another 1. So 1 by 2 is 2. If 2 by 1 is 2, 2 by 2 is, you're adding on another 2. So you had 1, 2. What's the next two numbers? 3, 4. So 2 by 2 is 4. If 3 by 1 is 3, 3 by 2 is, you're adding on another 3. So what's 3 plus 3? 6. Very good. So we have 3 and 3. So that's what they call it. We have 2 3s. 3 multiplied by 2. The same with 4. 4 multiplied by 1. 1 4 is 4. 4 multiplied by 2. You add on another 4. Okay? 8. 5 multiplied by 1. How many? 5. What's the next 5 numbers? 6, 7, 8, 9. So 5 by 2 is 10. Okay, and then multiplied by 3, you're adding on, you're going plus plus. So you're adding 3. For 1, you're adding 3 ones. You're going 1 plus 1 plus 1. For 2, 2 multiplied by 3, you're going 2 plus 2 plus 2. Okay, 6. For 3, you have the first three numbers by 1. Then you have 4, 5, 6, which is by 2. You're adding on another 3 for by 3, which is 7, 8, 9. Okay? If you see here, 3, 6, 9. By 4, 10, 11, 12. 3 multiplied by 5, 13, 14, 15. Okay? And by 6, it would be 16, 17, 18. And if you want to continue that, by 7, it would be 19, 20, 21. By 8, you're adding on another 3, 22, 23, 24. To get it by 9, you're adding on another 3, 25, 26, 27. Okay, and by 10, you're adding on another 3. You're adding 10 3s together. 3 multiplied by 10 is basically saying 3 plus 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 3. Okay, but multiplication just shortens it down, makes it simpler. Okay, so you're adding 10 3s together. Okay, it's the same with all the other numbers. By 4, 4 by 2, so you have 4 plus 4 is 8. By 3, you're adding another 4 onto it, which is 12. Okay, 4 by 4, you're adding another 4. 16. 4 by 5, you're adding another number, another 4, 20, and so on. 24, 28, 32, 36, and 4 10s, 40. 4 multiplied by 10, 40. 5s, we all know how to count there, okay? 5, what's after 5? 10. So that's 5 multiplied by 2. 15, 5 multiplied by 3. You add another 5 on. 20, 5 multiplied by 4. You add 5 more onto 20, 25. 5 multiplied by 5. And that continues. Okay? So maths always follows a pattern. The numbers might be different as you go higher, but they keep following the same pattern. So for 6, you would write 6 by 1. You'd write the first 6 numbers. And what do you end on? 6. 6 by 2, which means you're adding another 6. So you would go 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 6 by 3, you would add on the third 6. By 4, another 6. And so forth, so forth. Okay? So that's the link between addition and multiplication. Multiplication is simplifying, making the adding the same number easier for you. Okay? So that's it. So we've got an example. This week we have 10 times tables. Now 10 times tables, here we have Monday and we have Tuesday. Can be quite easy. If we count up in tens, the answer always ends in a 0. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. If we that's the same if we multiply by tens. It will always end in a 0. Okay? 10 multiplied by 1 equals 10. Okay? 10 multiplied by 2 equals 20. That's basically like 10 plus 10. 10 multiplied by 3 equals 30. 10 multiplied by 4 equals 40. Okay, now we're seeing a pattern here. 10, 1 equals 1, 0. 10 multiplied by 2 equals 2, 0. 10 multiplied by 3 equals 3, 0. 10 multiplied by 4 equals 4, 0. Does anybody see a pattern or a little shortcut? Exactly. If you multiply a number by 10, all you have to do is put a 0 in front of it. Okay? I'll show you. We'll go to a little bit bigger numbers just to explain to it before we go on to the worksheet. Okay? So we said 10 by 1 is 10. Equals 10. Okay. What's 10 multiplied by 10? We take this, bring it down here. What would it equal? Now, 10 by 10. If all we had to do was put a 0 in front of the 1, we put a 0 in front of here. So it's 100. 10 multiplied by 100 equals 1, 1, 2. We put another 0. That's 1,000. 10 multiplied by 1,000 equals, you got it, we add another 0. That is a very big number, 10,000, okay? That's how it is. When you multiply a number by 10, like 10 multiplied by 7, you put a 0 in front of 7. What's 7 0? 70. So we look at a couple of worksheets here. 0 by 10, always 0, okay? 0. 10 multiplied by 1. If you have 110, what's the answer? 10, okay. 10 multiplied by 2. Put a 0 in front of the 2. Or 10 plus 10, 20. By 3, 10, 20, 30. 10 multiplied by 4. What's the next 10? 40. 10 multiplied by 5. 50. 10 multiplied by 6. 60. 10 multiplied by 7. 70. 10 multiplied by 8. 80. 10 multiplied by 9. 90. 9 with a 0. 10 by 10. This one here. 100. A 0 in front of a 10. 10 by 11. 110, which is 110. And then 10 multiplied by 12 is 1, 2, which is 12. Put a 0 in front of that, 120. Okay? Now we've got some numbers here. So this follows it here. 10 by 10, 10 by 0, 10 by 2. You should be able to do this now. Now, can you find multiplications of 10? We have some numbers here, okay? Multiplications of 10 are fairly simple. They always end in a 0. 0, 0, 0, 0. 10 by 7, 70, 70. So if you see a number 68, 74, 229, they can't, 10 does not go into them evenly, okay? So we always look for the last number. The last number has to be a 0. Or the last digit in a number has to be 0. So 120, 200. You could go 2 million. As long as the last digit is a 0 in the numbers, it can be multiplication of 10. Okay, so 70, 60, 40, 50. Okay, so that's it. Multiplications of 10. Okay, as I said, we've all been able to count in the going up into 10. So what I want you to do is to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So that's 10 multiplied by 5. Okay, say we pick 80. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So that's 10 multiplied by, how many fingers do we have up? 8. Okay, very good. Okay, so that's the measurements, and that's talking about multiplications of 10. Okay, two things to remember here. A shortcut: you can put a 0 in front of what number you're multiplying by 10, and that will be the answer. And also, I can find multiplications of 10. The number has to end with a 0. Otherwise, it is not possible. Okay, so it's a fairly short mathematics video this week, as it's more got to do with review. Okay, again, any questions? do not hesitate to ask me in Zoom or Teacher Ben from Brown Owls in Zoom accounts, or you can message it on the Bluebird Facebook account. Okay? I hope you enjoy all the videos. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope this explained a little bit more to make things easier for you. I will see my class again, Green Parrots, online very, very shortly. I hope to see all of you very, very soon. Until then, keep doing your learning packs, keep trying. You're doing your best and it's more than good enough. And I'll talk to you next time with our next video. Okay, thank you very much. I hope you have a good week. Welcome and see you soon. Okay.